My first week, Jack's first week as an acquisition entrepreneur, just bought my business, just closed on it, absolutely sucked. And the only thing that kept me going through all that was knowing that my effort single-handedly produced more money because I became the chuck in the truck, never having run an HVAC company, and specifically picking HVAC because I didn't know anything about HVAC was the big push. I mean, that combined with my first week being terrible due to my lead HVAC tech, one of two, leaving first day. So the old owner told somebody at the supply warehouse that the deal was closing, and the person at the supply warehouse asked the tech if he knew about, like, hey, what's going on with this? Lucky or unlucky for me, that caused the tech to freak out. Is my pay gonna change? So you're gonna require me to do more work and blah, 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 blah. And so he lost it. And he said, I'm just not even gonna start with you, Jack. I'm not gonna work with you. And I talked to him a few texts, couldn't convince him that, hey, just give it a shot. So I acquired the business in July in the South with one tech and plenty of calls. Good news for me, but that required me to learn HVAC extremely fast. Not to mention 2022 labor market was absolutely terrible for any kind of trades. You could not find a tradesperson, not to mention one that would jump onto a small company without any benefits, mediocre pay, like an owner who doesn't know anything about HVAC. And I needed to become the owner who knew everything about HVAC. And that's what happened. I was forced to run calls. Middle of summer, I'm running calls, I'm figuring things out. Luckily, my background is in mechanical systems. I was fixing pumps and electrical troubleshooting and switch gears and whatever the case may be. But it still is a very difficult thing to jump into a van without any history and coming off as confident enough that your customers trust you, but also doing them a good service and actually providing decent service. So luckily enough, I had a few contacts that I would call regularly when I ran into errors and issues. I couldn't even braze, so I'd have to, leaks and lines, I'd have to, have someone else come out and pay someone else to come out and solder that up or braze that up because I couldn't do it. And so I remember specifically, I'd come home every night and I'd do paperwork. I'd sit on my couch 10 p.m. and I'd be doing all the paperwork for the day, closing out jobs because I was running 8 to 10 jobs a day, which looking back is wild. We don't even give our techs 8 to 10 jobs. We give them 5 to 6 because to truly do a good job and do a full system check, you need to be out there for times. But I was a new owner. I needed the money. So we were just hucking these things in all day long. I'd get home burnt out. I'd sit down, write up all my reports for the day, send all that paperwork out. And then I'd wake up 4 a.m. and I'd watch YouTube videos. And YouTube videos have saved me the 10 most common HVAC errors. Because what you find out when you do these kind of things in HVAC, a lot of it's the same. There's like 10 pieces in an HVAC system, just 10. But those aren't the issue, right? So the normal capacitors that go out, or this freezing up, well, that's a low refrigerant. Like, you can kind of pick up those nominal ones pretty quick than the normal ones. But what was important to figure out was a lot of times there was X's that causes Y's, and they weren't normal. It wasn't this is broken because of X. It was, hey, this compressor keeps going out. You've had to change it once because the original owner of this house, which you didn't know because you're new at this, undersized the duct line by 2 inches. Or, hey, if there's a humidifier hidden kind of up in the system and it gets jammed up, it's going to stop airflow. And so you're taking apart the system thinking it's a TXV or something like that, but it's an airflow issue. You learn that through time. But needless to say, that's why my first week, my first month, my first 6 months were rough. And I had a lot of people who sub for us that helped us along the way, and I really appreciate that. I've had a lot of good employees who were not in it for the long run, but they were in it for just that summer. And I really, really appreciate them. They really got me through times where without them, I don't know if I would have made it. Get yourself some good people, and when times get rough and you hunker down, you hustle, and you surround yourself with good people, you'll make it.